Hello viewers, I am Kausalya. Today we are going to solve example 6 in chapter 13, surface areas and volumes. Here the problem is, a juice seller was serving his customers using glasses as shown, right? So there is a glass and the inner diameter of the cylindrical glass was 5 centimeter, right? So it is a cylindrical glass whose diameter is 5 centimeter, but the bottom of the glass has a hemispherical raised portion. Hemisphere is also there, right? Then which reduce the capacity of the glass. Okay, fine. So if the height of the glass was 10 centimeter, find the apparent capacity of the glass and its actual capacity. So here the problem discusses about a glass, right? The glass is cylindrical in shape and its diameter is 5 centimeter, right? And the bottom portion of this cylindrical glass has a hemispherical raised portion. That is, there is a hemisphere at the bottom of the glass, right, which reduces the capacity of the glass. Fine. If the height of the glass was 10 centimeter, find the apparent capacity and its actual capacity. So here the given things are, we do have a cylinder and a hemisphere and the diameter of the cylinder is 5, right, and the height of the glass, right, it was 10 centimeter. So here this is our diagram, right? So it is a cylindrical glass, right? And this cylindrical glass, to this one end we do have a hemisphere like this, right? And here the diameter of the glass is 5 and the height of the glass is 10 centimeter. So here we are expected to find the apparent capacity and actual capacity. So here what do you mean by these two terms, apparent and actual? Actual means what is the actual amount of juice this glass can hold, that is known as actual capacity, right? What do you mean by apparent capacity? Here the apparent capacity means we will be considering the full glass, that is we will be considering only the cylinder part, right? Cylindrical part and not this hemispherical part, right? This apparent capacity is nothing but we are assuming that our glass is like this, right? There is no depression, there is no hemispherical depression at the bottom. If this is the case, this capacity is known as apparent capacity, right? So what is the volume of a cylinder? It is given by pi r square h. So the value of r, it is 5. Is it 5? No, diameter is 5. So r will be 5 by 2 and here the h is 10, right? So just substitute the values in this expression and we will be getting answer. So here you see again the value of pi should be taken as 3.14. So 3.14 into r is nothing but 5 by 2 which is 2.5. Even here you can write r is nothing but 5 by 2 which is 2.5 centimeter. Here dia is 5 centimeter, right? So 2.5 square is 6.25, right? And this 6.25 when multiplied by 10 it becomes 62.5. So finally we end up with the answer as 196.25 centimeter cube and this is the apparent capacity of the glass, right? Now how to find the actual capacity? Here to find the actual capacity, you see here there is a hemispherical depression, right? So in this case you have to find the volume of this hemisphere, right? So what is the formula for the volume? It is given by 2 by 3 pi r cube. Again here the value of this, because you see this is the hemisphere, right? And again the diameter here is 5, therefore the radius of the hemisphere is 5 by 2, right? So just substitute the value. So 2 by 3 pi r cube. So 2 by 3 into the value of pi is 3.14 into the value of r is, it is 2.5 whole cube, right? Again when you solve and simplify, finally here we are ending up with the answer as 32.708. So here I am rounding it off as 32.71 centimeter cube, right? So the actual capacity is, you see, you have to find the total volume of the cylindrical portion and then you have to subtract the volume of the hemisphere so that you can get the actual capacity, right? Can you understand? So this is the actual capacity of the glass, Okay, this is the actual volume of the juice that is present in the glass. So here we know the total volume, and now I am subtracting the volume of this hemisphere so that we can find the original value, that is original amount of juice that is present here. Right. So actual capacity of the glass is apparent capacity or total. It is better to say it as apparent capacity because that is the apt word. So apparent capacity of the glass minus volume of the hemisphere. So just substitute the values, subtract, and here is our answer, which is 163.54 centimeter cube. Right. Now we will proceed with our example 7. So here the problem is a solid toy is in the form of a hemisphere surmounted by a right circular cone. Right. We have a hemisphere and a right circular cone. The height of the cone is 2 cm and the diameter of the base is 4 cm. So find the volume of the toy. Right. If a right circular cylinder circumscribes the toy, find the difference of the volumes of the cylinder and the toy. Fine. So here you see we have two shapes. One is hemisphere and a cone. Right. So you see we have a hemisphere surmounted by a right circular cone. So here the first thing is, you see, we have, even I can better draw it separately. I have a hemisphere. Okay, it is surmounted by a cone like this. So the given parameters are, you see, the height of the cone, it is given as 2 cm and the diameter, okay. This diameter, this is given as 4 cm. Right. So here we have to find the volume of the toy. That is our first thing. So how to find the volume of the toy? You have to find the volume of the cone and the volume of the hemisphere. You can add these two things to get the volume of the toy. Right. So you see carefully, this is the diameter of the base of the cone. Right. But the same is the diameter of the hemisphere. Right. Because they both are placed one upon the other. So here the diameter of the hemisphere is 4, as well as the base that is the diameter of the cone is also 4. Right, be clear with that. So therefore the radius is, it is 2 cm. So volume of the toy is nothing but volume of the hemisphere plus volume of the cone. So what is the volume of the hemisphere? It is 2 by 3 pi r cube, and volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Right. So what is the value of r? It is 2. Right. Similarly, here also the value of r is 2. And what about h? The value of h is 2. It is 2 cm. It is directly given in the problem. So just substitute the values. Right. Here you have to take pi as 3.14. It is given in the problem. So just take pi value as 3.14. So here in this case, you see the same thing here. Here it is 2 cube and here it is 2 square into 2. So it is 2 cube obviously. So here in these two terms, just take out the common terms. So what are all the common terms? Here I am having 1 by 3. Here also 1 by 3 and 3.14, and this 2 cube is common. Right. So when you take the common terms outside, it is, you see, 3.14 into 2 cube by 3 is common. So here the remaining term is 2 and here the remaining term is, we have taken all the things. So it is 1 here. Right. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Again you see this 3 and 3 cancels each other. Right. Therefore here the final thing is 3.14 into 2 cube. So 2 cube is nothing but 8, and when you multiply here we are getting 25.12 centimeter cube. Right. So this is the volume of the toy. So first part of the problem is over. So here you see, if your right circular cylinder circumscribes the toy, right? So if a cylinder, right, this circumscribes the toy, okay, circumscribing is like this, that is within the cylinder we are having this toy. Find the difference of the volume of the cylinder and the toy. Right. You see, we know the volume of the toy, right? It is already done. So here we have to find the volume of the cylinder, then we have to calculate the differences. right? So how to find the volume of the cylinder? You can directly use the formula. So before proceeding with, we should know the height of the cylinder, right? Because you see, this is the diameter of the base of the cone as well as the diameter of the hemisphere. Similarly, the same thing will be the diameter of the cylinder, right? Because you see, they all are same. The next thing is you have to find the height of the cylinder. So how to find the height of the cylinder? Here you see, this is the radius, right? This radius is 2 centimeter. Again, you see this and this, okay, the line joining the center to the circumference to a point on the circumference is, again it is a radius. So here it is 2 centimeter, means again here it is 2 centimeter, right? So this is the height of the cylinder, right? So here it is 2 and obviously here it is again 2. So what about the height of the cylinder? So the height of the cylinder is, you just make a note of it. Height of the cylinder is equal to 2 plus 2, right, which is equal to 4 centimeter, right? So now we know the formula to find the volume of the cylinder. Just substitute the values. So here this is the parameter we need to find, right? So difference in volume of the cylinder and the toy, this is nothing but volume of the cylinder minus volume of the toy. This is the thing we need to find. So volume of the cylinder is given by pi r square h minus volume of the toy we had already calculated. So h value is 4, right? Just now I had explained. The value of r is 2. So just substitute the values. When you simplify, you see here we are getting 50.24 and here it is 25.12. So when you subtract, finally we are ending up with the answer as 25.12 centimeter cube, right? So this is the difference in volume of the cylinder and the toy, right? So here comes the end of this video. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you.